Thanks for the support as a channel member, Robert Bannerman. Well, if everything goes to plan today is the day we win the Greek League for the second year in a row. You know what? That's a cracking idea. We'll do it. We're just going to keep playing matches until we win the league. That seems very reasonable. Hello and welcome to part 58 of the Greek Odyssey. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, at the very least, we're playing Panathinaikos and Olympiacos in 2 away games to hopefully win us the league. If either or both of those go wrong, we might just have to keep on playing. We are going to go through to the end of the season if we need to win the league. If this is a 40-minute episode that doesn't result in a league title, I'm going to be a broken man by the end of it, because since you were last with me, we've continued our good run of form in the league. Couple more league wins. In fact, no, it's a Greek Cup semi-final win. So we're going to have the Greek Cup final tomorrow. But we did pick up another win in the league, and Olympiacos continuing to stutter. So with 4 games remaining, we're 9 points clear and we play them. We could wrap the league up in the first match. We should have it wrapped up by the end of the second match. There's a chance we'll need a third and maybe even a fourth match if things go really, really wrong. Let's just hope they don't go really, really wrong. This is the team we're putting out there for the Panathinaikos game. At Panathinaikos, away from home, a win here, and if the Olympiacos result goes our way as well, we'll win the league here and now. I kind of want to win it against them, though, in the next match. I think that makes it more fun. So we're going with Svilar in goal, a back four of Pinheiro, Michaelis, Lawson and Kalapitas. Lebrou at the base of the midfield, Duffy and Cordoba ahead of him. And then Sanchez, Damien and De La Vega are the front 3. Let's get into the game. So we're playing before Olympiacos. Looking at that, so it looks like we're a lunchtime kickoff or an earlier in the day kickoff. And then Olympiacos playing their match a little later in the day. So we are definitely going to be... I say definitely. We're going to hopefully be putting down a marker for Olympiacos here. We're potentially a point away from clinching the title. Exactly. What I actually want to say is keep our run of form going, because we have been in fantastic form. If we win here... Oh, no. Are Olympiacos playing? No, they're not. So Olympiacos are playing later in the day. So if we win, we're basically saying to Olympiacos, you've got to win, or else we win the league here and now. I haven't even looked who they're playing. I can, by a process of elimination, suggest it's going to be one of... It'll either be Ike or Aris or Pau. Okay, so we are playing earlier and we're losing. So should we not worry about what's going on with Olympiacos? It's showing relegation group games on the fixtures, isn't it? Which is just confusing my tiny, tiny mind. But the plan for today was never to go a goal down, but that's exactly what's happened early on. Kalapitas should probably be doing a little bit better. Svilar's positioning also leaving a little to be desired. And this isn't ideal. Let's demand more. I know it's a bit early in the game to be demanding more, but I would hate to think we're going to bottle it now. When I mentioned that as a possible scenario at the start of the episode, I didn't actually think it would be a thing. I thought we'd play 2 matches today, and then it was just my way of not having to show you 2 rubber games at the end of the season. Just move straight on to the Greek Cup final tomorrow. If we're actually going to have to play all 4, that's going to be rubbish. Damien's done well here, though. Sanchez with the shot from range, and it goes just over from the youngster. And that means it is still 1-0 to Panathinaikos. I'm not worried. You're worried. They're on the attack again. Duffy does well to intercept the ball, though, and plays it down this line, looking for Damien. And Damien has room to get his run going. Halts his run beautifully. Plays the ball across to De La Vega. Cordoba's in. And that was a big chance for Cordoba. Probably the best chance of the game so far for either team. But it's only gone behind for a corner. It's going to be Sanchez to take an in-swinger. Looking for Damien, and his header just loops high and wide. And just, it wasn't a very good header. It was a good corner, not a very good header. We do not deserve to be behind in this game. Aggressive. Where's the passion, lads? We're going to go attacking immediately. We're going to give it 10-15 minutes before bringing another striker on. We'll sacrifice Lebrou for either Feliciano or Blavins and get one of those 2 on. It's not okay for us to lose this game. We've only lost once all season. And I don't intend on starting to lose games again now. I think we've only lost once. It might be twice. I guess I could check relatively easily. We've lost. Oh, okay. This would be our second defeat. So we've only lost once all season. losing here when it really, really matters that we don't would not be nice. Ball over the top for Damien, who is in, and it's a fingertip save by their goalkeeper to push it round the post. It's been another massive chance for us, and we are hitting that hour mark, and we're going to have to make that change that has previously been foreshadowed. So Damien is going to have a little buddy up there, and it's going to be Feliciano who's going to come on as the advanced forward. Damien will be an attacking forward. We're just going to drop him back ever so slightly, but push everyone else forward ever so slightly. People noticed in yesterday's video, or a couple of days ago, Svilar has actually scored for us since arriving when I've been sending him forward for corners. He is only 6'2", but pretty useful in the air. So I think we'll give it 10 minutes and then start sending him forward for corners. But he has got previous for scoring for us this year from a corner. It was our usual near post, aim for the keeper at the near post. He nodded it in, so he will potentially have to go forward if we don't get a breakthrough here. But Sanchez trying to get a shot away, and again, it's desperately defended by Panathinaikos, and they are doing a very good job of frustrating us. But De La Vega wins the ball back here and shoots, and Damien's there, and there's goal 49 of the season for Damien. He is a ridiculous goal-scoring machine, but that is very important that it is now 1-1. And we didn't want to add another defeat. One defeat for a season is plenty. What we'd like to do now is go on and win the game. But ultimately, if it's a draw, that still leaves us 10 points ahead of Olympiacos, with them having 4 games to play, one of which is against us. We're still winning this league. A defeat would have just not been very nice morale-wise going into the game against them. Right, Sanchez is going to come off for Blavins, who can just come on and play that inside forward role on that side as well. There's no reason to send Svilar forward when we're not losing. I think that would probably be a little bit over the top. Kalapitas with the long throw doesn't get anywhere near anyone in an Apollon shirt. And now Panathinaikos clear, but only as far as Michaelis. But his header, he had all the time in the world to pick his spot with that header. He could have taken the ball down and just got it under control, but instead he's just headed it aimlessly forward and given it away. But Cordoba wins it back and plays Blavins in. Blavins is in behind the defence here with Feliciano in the middle, but he can't get his shot past the Panathinaikos goalkeeper. We've had 4 clear-cut chances and 2 half chances. Panathinaikos have had 1 half chance. We've had more chances than they've had shots. We've had more clear-cut chances than they've had shots on target. Feliciano's in again for another clear-cut chance, presumably, although I think he's offside, so it doesn't actually count as a chance. But we have every right to be very frustrated with what we're seeing here today, because we're better than this. Let's get Bozic on in that midfield. He can come on for Duffy, and it would be a bad idea to go very attacking again. But I am not happy with our misfiring in front of goal. We've got a 49 goal striker on the pitch, and we've missed 3 clear-cut chances. But I don't think, to be fair to him, I don't think they all fell to him. But Blavins with another piece of direct running from Blavins, shoots from range, but it goes wide. And I want to demand more again, or maybe even ask for some creativity. We could try something a little bit different. That might be novel. We're still closing down very nicely. De La Vega, and a perfect example of that. He's going to shoot. I thought he was going to stick that in the top corner and all but win us the league there and then. It's a corner now. Feliciano to take. Aim of that near post where Damien is. And Damien grabs goal number 50 of the season. And what an important goal it is for Damien. My word. Oh, sometimes you forget how much it matters. And then something like that happens. And it's like scoring a goal in a real football match. This game is ridiculous. But we are now 2-1 up. I couldn't remember the score. Kalapitas with the long throw now, and it's bobbling around in the area. We're going to grab a third and take some of the pressure off. No, we had about 10 goes at it, but their keeper eventually got his hands on it, remembered he's allowed to use his hands, and just collected the ball up relatively comfortably in the end. But my goodness, how important that goal from Damien, that 50th goal of the season for Damien could end up being. And my goodness, are we going to miss that boy next year? Because I don't know what that... Oh, Panathinaikos were an average of 3 inches per player shorter. Nice. We should have really made the most... That would have been a nice stat for me to have before the game, so we could really go for it on set pieces. To be fair, I was probably given it and probably didn't pay any attention to it. Right, let's see what goes on in the Olympiacos games. I think they play now If they win, we just have to beat them at their place. And that would be a really nice way to win the league. But we might be about to find out that we've won the league, I think. When do they play? It's 10:15 at night. They can't be playing today, surely. Why are they? Olympiacos? So they're not playing tomorrow either. They play Monday. We'll fast forward to Monday. Right, it's Monday lunchtime. I may have come back a moment too early, but I'm eager to get the result of this game. Kind of want Olympiacos to win it to make the game against them really mean something. We've won the league. We have won the league, boys and girls, for the second year in a row. I've entered the Greece Hall of Fame. That's a little earlier than expected. I'm the 7th best manager in Greece ever. I can top that Hall of Fame easy peasy. Just with 2 league, we've still got the cup to try and win as well. We can still try and pull off a double. But there you go, confirmation that we have won the league 2 years in a row. Iconic Chapman builds Apollon legacy. I love that. I love that. Right, now we get to have all the fun of going to face Olympiacos at their place. They've not been able to beat us yet this season. We can go there, beat them again. Do we get presented with the trophy now? Do we get to see it in a game, or is that it? Because it's a bit anticlimactic winning it when you're not playing. I feel like I should have the Sky Sports cameras in the corner of the room with the players all around me, and we wave the trophy around now. But we're still going to go and play Olympiacos anyway. That will then be it for today's episode. And then tomorrow we play them one more time in the Greek Cup final as we try and do our first domestic double. Really cool. So a couple of changes for the game against Olympiacos then. Juan comes in at right back with Kalapitas suspended. Bozic comes in at the base of the midfield. Lebrew just dropping down to the bench. It's really about game time for Bozic, who graduates to play alongside Cordoba next year. I actually am not at all worried about the central midfield for next year. Cordoba, Bozic and Lebrew should be fine. I don't think we'll miss Duffy. I think if Duffy was our player, we'd probably be looking to sell him this summer to make room for Bozic to make that step up anyway, because he's got more potential. Marola coming back in on the right-hand side as well, with De La Vega dropping down to the bench. Really just to try and get some fitness, and some match fitness into Marola as we try and get him ready for the Greek Cup final, which we don't want to mess up. So, let's get into the game. We want goals for Damien. The all-time record for goals in a season in the Greek League is 39. I think we'll need to check what Damien is on. Olympiacos are having a terrible time. I fully expect you to keep our run going. Let's just double-check with Damien before we get started. He is on 37 league goals and has these 3 games remaining, assuming he stays fit and suspension-free. Use your words properly, Kev. So, a hat-trick today from Damien, and he's the top scorer in Greek League history in a season. Obviously, not overall. You know what I mean. What would you even call that? He should get the most golden of golden boots. So we want 3 goals, or a goal a game from Damien for the last 3 matches, which he's been scoring at well over a goal a game all year. So you would expect him to be able to pick up a goal a game in the last 3 matches. And here is the man himself, Damien, just picking up a loose ball, and he's just going to run with it. Plays Cordoba in, and we're 1-0 up. Damien very generously handing off the assist for Cordoba to get his 13th for the season. What a signing he's ended up being, by the way. 13 goals from midfield. Bozic had that position. That was his. I made him captain. Cordoba's so good, he forced Bozic down the pecking order. The man who was previously wanted by Paris Saint-Germain before we spent an extraordinary £2 million on him at the time. It felt like the biggest transfer we'd ever do. And since then, we've spent more than double that on a goalkeeper. But at the time, Bozic was a massive transfer. And shows just how good Cordoba is, that he's been able to step in and take his place. Damien's in, and Damien gets another go at it. It falls to Sanchez, and none of them can get the ball over the line. We've already set our own club record as well for points achieved in a season and goals scored in a season. I'm sure we're going to get our record, if not the league record, for best ever goal difference as well, because our goal difference is a frankly ridiculous 89 at the moment. Our we've got as much in goal difference as we've got in points as it stands right now, which is an insane statistic. We could end up, if these last 3 games go well, we could actually end up with a 3-figure goal difference, which would be something truly extraordinary. Marola now running from deep. He's looking to play it to Juan on the overlap. In fact, he doesn't. He gives it to Cordoba, who in turn gives it to Juan. Cross comes in. Sanchez is there, and it goes just over from Sanchez. I think Jura's days are done, by the way. Jura's out on loan at the moment. Sanchez getting his opportunity in the second half of this season. I don't see how we bring Jura back into the team. Sanchez very much has made this left-wing position on his own. And with Panathinaikos out on loan at the moment and coming back in the summer, I think Panathinaikos probably has to step in to be our backup left winger next year as what will then be a 19-year-old Greek winger with 5-star potential. So I think Jura's probably going to be moving on this summer as well, which is another one of our big established important players leaving the club, along with Lawson and Duffy and Damien. The big target for the summer has got to be a striker. I think we've got Baldy who can step into the back four and be fine. We've got, like I say, Bozic and Lebrou. Between the two of them can make sure we don't miss Duffy too much. The area that I am worried about is obviously removing Damien's 50 goals from the team. Feliciano hasn't really looked like an alternative to him this year. Blavins is showing promise. I think he's got like 7 or 8 goals this year. The majority of them coming from out wide when he's come on the left wing. To what is going on here from Juan? Juan is terrible. We need a right back, but every time we can't find one because we've got Kalapitas. I don't want to bring one in over the top of him. So trying to find someone who's not quite as good as Kalapitas but better than Juan is tricky. You wouldn't believe it looking at how bad Juan is consistently. He's the worst player in the team by a mile, and Michaelis has done very poorly there. I'm not really sure why. Oh, he's done brilliantly to win it back though. Fantastic stuff. Can't really fault the man taking responsibility for his own mistake and just dealing with it comfortably. Duffy now playing it over the top for Damien to run out into this channel again. Plays it back to Sanchez. There are plenty of options in the middle, but Damien wants to do everything himself today. Pinheiro crosses to Cordoba, plays it down to Marola, this is Marola's last kick. He was only supposed to play an hour, and I've just noticed there's 65 minutes on the clock. We were supposed to be giving him game time, not breaking him. De La Vega can come on for him, and I would like Damien to get his goal or his 3 goals. Come on, that's the real purpose of today. It's not shutting Olympiacos out for an entire season. It's all about getting Damien the goal that he needs. Blavin's just going to come on the left wing again. And I think we'll make a third change. We'll bring on Lebrou for Bozic, stick him back into his normal spot at the base of that midfield, where I think he's now played 15 times for Greece playing in that role. So really starting to establish himself internationally as the best defensive midfielder around when it comes to Greek football. Svilar then rolls it out to Lawson, who plays it forward to Juan. Juan goes past his man, plays it into De La Vega's path rather nicely. Actually, after criticising Juan before, there is Damien, and it's gone just wide. If that man wants to set the record, he can't be firing it wide from that kind of range. Lebrou now with the free kick. De La Vega's there. That's crossed the line, surely. Surely. Why did no one follow in on it if it hadn't crossed the line? I'm not really sure what's happened there. And now we cut immediately to an Olympiacos free kick on the edge of the area. Svilar's positioning was very questionable there. I mean, he's invited them to aim at that side of the goal. Presumably he thinks his wall's covering it and he's taking the other side, but they've beaten the wall and just dipped it into an enormous open goal on that side that Svilar just couldn't get to. Right, we'll ask for some creativity. A draw is fine. We didn't need to beat them today. We just needed to avoid defeat against them so we could say we went all year without losing to Olympiacos. We'll probably lose to them in the cup final now, and that'll upset me. But we'll say, yeah, unlucky. Wasn't our day, because we are the better team. Damien needs 3 goals in his last two league games ever for us. I know a few people have said, just buy Damien. The reason we're not going to be able to, we're not going to have that kind of transfer budget. He is, I would suspect, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Damien goes back to Southampton and then immediately leaves for an English Champions League club. I think that's probably what's going to happen this summer in a big money move. He'll go to Manchester United or Chelsea or somebody for like 70 million, and we'll never see him again other than when he's scoring past us in the Champions League. But we'll get this season wrapped up. Tomorrow's the Greek Cup final, and then we start preparing for life without Damien. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.